Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Shar. I want you guys to sit back, stay with us for a little while, all right? We're gonna jump right into it. Let's go. Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Shar. Y'all know what time it is. Hit that like button, turn your notification on, and subscribe to the channel because I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Let's jump right into it. I don't have a lot of time. I am on the clock, so I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Y'all hear me? Short and sweet. But if you come in now or later, just remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment, all right? Because I love to have a conversation with y'all. All right. Thank you for everybody that tuned in yesterday for our live. And thank you for everybody that, comment and even share the live, okay? It's imperative that you do, especially since we're doing what we're doing over here. It's going to grow at the own pace that, it needs to grow at, but it's imperative that we do what we got to do, okay? So we're back for our second live. If you missed that live yesterday, go ahead and tap into that one so that you can be in tune, all right? So a couple of things I wanted to talk about. So like we said yesterday, I talked about Kenya not taking any accountability for what she has done and it could have been avoided. And she smooth just allowed somebody to come in and take her position, and she got suckered at the end of the day, right? And instead of her coming in saying, "Hey, listen, I was wrong. Let me play my cards accordingly," she came in like nobody can tell me nothing. I'm king of more, and that's that, right? Tacky way to go out, very childish way to go out. I understand you're upset, but sometimes you just got to be quiet, right? And I think, like I said, Kenya needs to take a step back. I think she's way too deep out there, okay? Somebody need to get the fishing rod and pull her tail back in because she's way too far out there. And some things you just handle behind the scenes. Everything don't need to be addressed, right? Now, I also feel like Kenya's not feeling like she's being heard, okay? Hence to why she's now has this YouTube channel out and she's going to tell her piece over there. And look, everybody going to the YouTube, okay? Everybody's doing this, celebrities, reality TV stars, everybody, okay? It doesn't matter if you had a, if you have a platform or not. Everybody's coming over to the YouTube world, okay? Because they're learning that it is indefinitely a pretty penny over here, okay? If you know how to wrap it around your finger right, Okay. So today, which is Tuesday, okay, 4/15, 2025, she will be doing a YouTube. It's like a questionnaire, okay? She's going to be over on her YouTube and she's calling it Confessionals in My World. Now, I like that, right? She understands that they're not going to allow her to tell her story. So because they're not going to allow her to tell her story, she's figuring how else can I tell my story? Well, she's gonna go take it to YouTube. Hey, royalty queen, what's up, boo? Hey, Mama Beast, how are you? And welcome to the chat. So she feel like she's going to go over and tell her story how she remember it to be. Okay, you know how they do them flashbacks when you were watching a TV show or something, and everybody got their own account of what's going on. That's pretty much what we're experiencing with Kenya. Okay, Kenya. Okay. So that's happening tonight on her YouTube channel. And she just says, My confessionals, my way. I have a lot I want to say. She says, subscribe now to be notified when it drops. Drop your question below. Only subscribers' questions will be read and a chance for a live chat. Okay, so at the end of the day, she's ready. Okay, so get your questions ready. I'm going to be over there. Okay, I'm a content creator who needs to be in the group chat. Don't uninvite me. Okay, I'm going to be over there because I feel like she's going to be dropping some stuff that we do not know. Okay, now one of my things is that she doesn't sabotage her chances of returning because, like I told you guys before, she has not been fired, she's been suspended. Okay, so I pray that she will play this smart. Okay, and don't do it in a place where you can't come back from in a distasteful manner. You can say what you mean and mean what you say without being nasty about it. Okay, so y'all tap in, and she's gonna be doing that today at 4:30. What she say? Let me see what time she say. I don't even think there's a time on here. If I could be honest with y'all, shoot, I don't think she got a time on here unless I missed it. I don't see no time on here. Let's just say 4/15, 2025. Okay, so y'all just got to keep your notifications on and see when King is going to be live over here on YouTube. All right, moving on. Let's get to Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly has been quiet in these streets because people have pulled the covers over her. They tired of her. We the people are tired, and that's okay, right? Because everybody gets tired. Portia said in her interview that Kenya was fired. Shut the hell up, baby. I know you're lying. Wow, that's deep. Okay, that's deep. I didn't hear her say that, but I know you be coming with tea, Mama Bees. I know you be coming, okay? And it's just like, girl, it's not. I didn't know she was fired. I'm thinking she still was suspended, but was it worth it? You had like you was like an OG. You let this newbie come in and really twinkle your toes, girl. You better than me, okay? Because I don't want to give up my money for the things that I have to give it up for, let alone a broad that I do not know or I'm bothered by. Okay, clearly y'all both were bothered by each other, and it looks like you guys were, bending and filling each other out all along. Okay, and you just did not like each other. Only difference is, like I said yesterday, and I'll say it again. Um, Brit shuffled her cards correctly, and Kenya forgot to play the game correctly. Okay, so I'm standing on that. So with that being said, we got to move on because I got a short period of time before my clients start making a bunch of noise. Okay, so Dr. Heavenly is, she was out here on her whole rant, airing everybody out, talking about Contessa and how, Contessa's husband was out here and he had called Quad for advice about him being out cheating or a blogger getting hold of it. How do I keep this out the blogs, right? She had no problem with airing this lady's business out. And here's the thing. Hey Tanisha, what's up, boo? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. I see y'all popping through the chat. Go ahead and share the live. You guys can look forward to this time roundabout, at least for the next 30 days. I'm going to try to jump in as much as I can around this time. Okay, I'm clearing my schedule for this time only. Whether it's going to be short, an hour, or whatever, this is going to be our time, 11:45 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so just take note of that. All right. With that being said, hey Paula, I see y'all coming out those bushes. Why not? Okay. Go ahead and share those live. But anyway, so she's been airing everybody else out, but you guys know that her son Damon Jr. has been outed. Shout out to Lakeisha Keisha, okay, who's an amazing content creator who's been dropping a tea and had her foot on Dr. Heavenly's neck, okay? As she should. She's tired of her, and I'm tired of it too. Okay, so this seems to be the only thing that has allowed Dr. Heavenly to shut her mouth. Okay, and that's good for her. Now, I don't wish anything. Y'all know I got a soft spot for kids in general, especially young teens, because I have young teens, right? I really got a soft spot even more for young men, okay? Young men, because I have 3 boys of my own, and I recognize that in a split of a second, things can go wrong, whether it's in their control or out of their control, okay? One of my sons play in Mississippi, the other one plays in New York, right? That's ways from me, and I can't get to them. And if something happened, I won't be able to get to them immediately. Okay, so prayer works, right? So I understand that, and I don't like to act like we're not human here. Okay, we are. We definitely, um, we operate in a human stance. However, Dr. Heavenly is allowed to be human, but she act like her don't stink, right? So that's why everybody is pulling her bottom's little pigtails, okay, and dragging her tail back into the ring because she talked too much, right? She got too much to say. So recently, the news came out, and like I said, shout out to Lakeisha Keisha. The news came out that her son was indeed arrested for assault on a police officer, and they basically was trying to say that he ran his car into this police officer. At the time, before we had little to none information, it was basically like it was a campus police. We didn't have a lot of information. Dr. Heavenly goes on the interview that she was talking about something else, and she straight up lied. You hear me? She straight up lied. Um, she straight up lied and was like, she straight up lied and was like, I don't know nothing about it. I called both of my sons, and my sons was like, no, mama, it ain't me. No, mama, it wasn't me. No, mama, it wasn't me who stole the cookies out the jar. So we're good over here, right? She further elaborated on that lie and went on Carlos King podcast, and he asked her again. Perfect opportunity for her to turn around and say, hey, you know what? I kind of told a little fib, right? It's already out. I'm not going to share the details of that information, but I did know about it, and I just didn't want people to know my business, right? Stand on the business, right? You tell everybody else to own their stuff, but you somehow don't seem to know how to do that yourself, okay? With that being said, she straight out was like, Dr. Damon, my husband is handling it, okay? But I thought it was nothing to handle. Now it's something he handling it. He went straight down there, and that's why I love that man. Like for real, for real. I love that man. Girl, I girl, you are so funny, okay? I must say you're funny. And Carlos knew that you was lying, right? Because he's your friend, but he ain't nobody's friend, at least in my opinion. Okay, so he knew already that you was lying, but he wanted to see if you was going to tell him, because you guys consider yourself to be friends, the truth. And you clearly got your tail on here and lied again. Okay, Dr. Damon has handled the stuff that you say nothing has happened. He handled it. Well, apparently not, because he's been indicted, okay? He's been indicted. It ain't no fake person. It ain't the wrong person. It is indeed her son, okay? And he's been charged with battery and aggravated assault, and he did assault for like a closed fist, and they're saying that he choked the individual from behind. He put him in the chokehold, like he pulled the WWE move on this individual, okay? And he basically snuck up on a guy from behind. Straight coward move. I can't stand nobody that can't do what they need to do while you facing them face to face. Why you gotta sneak up on me behind? So with that being said, they went and he did these things. So after the altercation, I guess he's riled up and rowdied up, and he's like, whoever can get it, can get it. You know what I'm saying? That kind of energy. And while he's doing that, he gets in his car and attempts to pull off to get away from the officer. The officer is in front of his car at this point, according to reports, and saying, hey, wait, stop. He still failed to stop. So the officer had no choice but to pull out his pow pow to get his attention. That could have went so bad, okay? But I'm assuming his rage was already on 1,000, and he wasn't clear, his rage was 1,000. He wasn't sure or worrying about the safety and all of this. But he snapped back in that thing when he saw that pow pow baby, and he stopped, okay? It says that after he snuck up on this individual from behind, it says that it left the individual elbows bloody, like a mark on a cheek and the neck. Listen, this is bad, okay? Dr. Damon ain't handle and you know it, okay? And this, like I said, this is bad. And I know what it is for a mother and her sons because I'm telling y'all, I love all of my kids. But my son's got some sweet soft spots inside of my heart and my shana now, okay? So I know that this stings, I know that it hurts, and it really sucks when your kids are in a situation, a compromising situation, and all of the money that you may have means nothing for the court of law, okay? So I hope, he's been indicted. So in a couple months or so, we're going to hear the final judgment of all of this, and we hope for the best for them, okay? And it sucks, okay? Poor Dr. Damien, because I don't know. I don't know, guys. He just seemed like, he just gets sucked in. But your dad, you know what I mean? He gets sucked in by Heavenly, then he got to deal with the other stuff because Heavenly all in somebody else's business instead of worrying about being in her own business. Child, it is a mess. You hear me? Shout out to all 15 of you guys in the chat. Go ahead and hit that like button and share the live, honey, so the people can know that I'm over here and I'm active and I can stay active in the algorithm. Our final talk of this chat will be Claudia Jordan, honey. She read Brit for filth. You hear me? She took her socks. She took her underwear. Hell, she took her jewelry. She licked her lace wig. Baby, she gave it to Brit raw. You hear me? Everything that could have stayed did not. Okay, she licked everything up one by one. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. Baby, she gave Brit the business. Okay. Now, like I said, Brit has already, I said that if you guys didn't watch my yesterday live, I said Brit has already learned to milk this crap to the fullest. Okay. She learned that she got Andy in her back pocket. She learned that if she cried victim, she's going to continue to win. She already refused to film with Kenya. So she knows that it's my say. If I say no, it's gonna be a hell no. You know what I mean? She getting her karma. It's crazy, y'all. But she learned that. So she's milking it to the fullest, okay? So Carlos King, Dustin, and Claudia Jordan is giving their review and their point of it. And Claudia just come out flat and says she does not like Brit on the show at all. It gives ghetto. Her nose is annoying. The noise in the nasal passage need to be opened up. Who the hell did that job? Like she went 1,000 on Brit. Okay. Now I don't know if it was coming from a personal space. I think she's just tired. Okay. I think she's tired of watching Brit capitalize off of this. Okay. So I want us to listen to that. I'm going to break in between of it, guys, because y'all know how it be, honey. Ain't nobody got time for YouTube to be striking nobody's stuff. Chill on me. Okay. Chill on me. Chill on me. And I think, let me see if I got it up because I hope I got it up, right? Let's see if I still got it up. If I don't, I'm gonna have to bring it back for y'all. Hold on. Turn it all the way down. Who doing? All right, let me turn it all the way up for you guys and let's listen together. Hit the like button, guys, if you come in later or now, okay? Where her and Brit can face each other. And I've seen Brit say that, yeah, apologize, but I think, and to Brit's credit, she did attend the hair salon with flowers with the intention of apologizing. So I'll give her that. She had the intention of doing that. So now let me say this. Like I said yesterday, and I'll say it again, I don't think Brit meant her apology either. Okay. I think when she went and set on her actions, she was like, "Oh, I better go and do something real fast because, baby, I done took it too far with the pistols and the whips." Okay, ain't nothing sincere about her apology. Come on, let's not act like it is. All right, she played her deck of cards correctly. Unfortunately, Kenya did not. Okay, let's continue to listen. And I would love to see them apologize to each other face to face versus them both apologizing about it separately. They could be at the reunion together. They're sitting way apart from each other because after watching last night's episode, Brit is a total crash out.
I think she's a little unstable. The way she popped off at Angela and tripping, and she was like so ready to fuck up. And you see, it's not just like her and Kenya thing; it's her anyone thing. I think she has a very highly inflated sense of self, where everyone can, she can say whatever anyone else and be bratty and be obnoxious, but they can't dare question her. All Angela did was ask her if she really was fired or she lost her insurance license. And the way she said, "Have you now you confused?"
Now, let me say this, okay? I don't believe for 1 second that this she lost her license if she has it all due to this. Okay, this is newly fresh stuff, and we're not going to listen to it here. But if you listen to the recording longer, you're going to find out that Claudia did additional research to find out that Brit's license were gone way before this stuff even happened. So she's milking it for all the ones like, oh no, she not, she ain't need the show. You're lying to yourself and you're sadly mistaken, okay? If she's learned that she's capitalizing off of it, so why not continue on with the storyline? And that's what she's doing. If your license was long gone, how dare you sit here and act like Kenya was the reason for that? Okay, Kenya was wrong without a shadow of a doubt, but she wasn't the reason for your license being gone. Okay, but let's continue to listen.
Misdirecting your anger. The way she upped up, it shows that she was trying to have a moment from the beginning. And I'm sorry, I don't like her now on the show. I don't know her personally in real life. So before you get all panties in a bunch, Brit, I don't like you on the show. I think you bring very much ghetto energy. I can't take your very nasally sounding noise.
Baby, she got straight to the white meat. You hear me? She got straight to the white meat. I think you're very ghetto energy. I said, dang, because you had like started off slow. She started digging immediately straight to that white meat. She is not playing with Brit. She tired of Brit. Let's continue to listen.
No, it's just like whoever did that, please open up those nasal passages. It's too much. Like it's like, how is your husband the same? I don't like you anymore. The way you busted. How we are protecting Angela Oakley and at all costs, by all means. Okay. Angela didn't even ask for anything that was negative or mean. She said, "I'm a broker too. Like, how does that happen?" And I did my research. Well, a little bit.
Now, clearly, Angela is asking her because she knows that Brit is capping. Okay, let's be clear. She's asking her because she knows that she's capping, and she want to see and hear her response, as any of us would. Okay, let me try to pull this girl card just to let her know, baby, I'm in the same field you in, and I ain't never heard of no crap like this. So, could you please elaborate? Okay, so I know it's clear that Angela is digging, but the way Brit did respond was a form of gentleness. Okay, let's continue. But I also think that she has a defense mechanism and she hasn't learned how to turn that down. She believes everybody outside of her husband, we talk about Brit here, is against her, which is not true. I just think that her husband may allow her to be comfortable in, an awkward situation. So she depends on him and she's codependent on him to have that support, which there's a lot of ladies around that she can get support from, but I think she's comfortable with her husband. So outside of her husband, she believes that everybody else is a threat. That's what I deem to be the truth, okay? But it's just my opinion. Let's continue to listen.
There's a LinkedIn page for Brit in her company that she was doing her insurance stuff with, right? And I contacted a real estate agent as well, and also someone that is in the mortgage brokerage business, Brit Edie. According to her LinkedIn page, she was with Allstate full time, and that was from January of 2020 to April of 2023, 3 years and 4 months. So it says that she's been done doing it. So I don't know if she lost her license from this incident or she just, I don't know. And I also talked to someone that said, I said, so can you lose your license for, is there like,
see, she's calling her out.
My friend that was my loan said, no, there are strippers that do all kinds of OnlyFans, all that kind of stuff that have these licenses that they don't lose their job. So that is bullshit. They said she would lose her license for financial crimes, fraud, things of that matter. Not if and think how fast it's happened, right? We are all just seeing the episode now.
Yeah.
This happened when it happened. So you mean to tell me between that the Penny Moore hair care event, and then a month later, your company knew about this big scandal that was at a private event, and you lost your license. I think she's playing the victim card.
Yep.
Extra hard now. Like she sees an opening, she tried to comfort the queen in her mind. That didn't really pan out the way she thought. She got right down and made to look like erratic. So now let me play this victim card thing. And do you see how her mother was looking at her when she was telling her story? Her mother was looking at like.
All right, so that's it. Sorry about the ad, guys, but shout out to Carlos King, and Reality with the King, because this is his audio. And like I said, she has definitely learned the loophole, and she's she's gaining all that she needs from this. Okay, so she's going to continue to capitalize off of it as long as Andy continue to bite into the story. She's going to continue to. I'm tired of talking about it at this point. Okay, what we in like the fourth, fifth episode already? I'm tired of hearing about this Kenya and Brit stuff. I want to be over it. I want to get into some other stuff. Okay, but clearly we just keep talking about it over and over again. And like I said, she's learned. How to milk it, and she's doing a good job at it. Okay. Listen, guys, we're 26 minutes into the chat, and that is all I have for you guys. I covered all three topics. I talked about Dr. Heavenly being quiet right about now because her son is indeed indicted. Okay. And she has nothing to say. She came out and said that it was not true, and lo and behold, it's been found that it is true. Okay. So she sat here and lied with a straight face. We also talked about Brit and Claudia Jordan reading her for filth, okay? Um, and that's that, okay? We also talked about Kenya. She says that she didn't get enough time to tell her story, so she started her own confessional right here on YouTube, okay? And that's happening today. She says y'all subscribe so y'all can get your questions answered, and she'll be there to answer those questions for you guys, okay? That's all I have for you guys. I love your checkmates. If you are still here under the sound of my voice, go ahead and hit that like button, turn your notification on, subscribe to the channel, and share the live so that people can know that I'm here doing some amazing things and I can stay active in all the rhythm. I love your checkmates, and there's nothing you can do about it. And remember, don't you let nobody tell you nothing different. Until next time, bye.